Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I've got a whole bag, I mean the most I've ever had, of products I just don't like. Makeup I didn't like for one reason or another. Obviously we all, slow down Jess. Obviously we all have our own opinions. If one of these work for you, please let us know below so that if someone else has some somewhat different skin or a different tone or different needs than me, they can read your guys' comments and maybe see, oh, actually this would work for me, it just didn't work for Jessica. So I've got some really, really expensive products in here and some really, really cheap products in here. I hope that you will stick around and subscribe, catch more of my videos. I've done quite a few makeup I don't like videos. I will link my most recent one below if you want to see some more. Other than that, these are all products that I decluttered from my collection very recently. All right, first one, the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Honey Palette. This they sent to me, and I would say about half the products were sent to me, half of them I bought. You guys know that it doesn't matter if they were sent to me. I will always be honest whether I liked them or hated them. So this was one that I just don't get. Like, I feel like it's not that it's bad quality. The quality is fine. And I actually like Too Faced shadows a lot, but I would wear the peanut butter shade, maybe Feeling Nutty, but like the light pink I'm never gonna wear. The kind of gold glitter orange, like the glitter just falls everywhere. Why? So for me, the yellow I wouldn't wear. Again, this is totally my opinion, but I just feel like it's a palette that not many people would need. Unless you look at all 9 of these shadows and think, I would totally use all those. It's not worth the price tag of like almost $40. So for me, this was a pass, but it does smell good. Too Faced shadows always smell pretty good. Next product is this Model's Own Face Base. This is literally glittery. I mentioned this in my May favorites and fails. I liked the consistency of it, and Model's Own, they've had some good products I've liked and some that I've hated. This was just one that I hated. It literally made every foundation I put on top of it look like I just looked like a grease ball, and I don't have greasy skin. I have normal to dry, so I was like, what is going on? Let's keep going. So this one might be a shocker to many. This is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream, but it's the illuminating version. I don't understand this because I have tried it alone and it is way too illuminating to put all over your face. Like, I swear to you, for anyone, it's way too literally shimmery. And it makes me so sad because I love the IT Cosmetics CC Cream, just the regular one. But this one literally makes you look like so shimmery, and I'm like trying to see if there's like glitter in it now, and I can't see it, but every time I put it on my skin, I will mix it with my regular one, and it's still way too much. So, and I'm all for a dewy, glowy skin, and this is just a pass. And I'm really sad because this is a giant one they sent me, but I can't do it. Okay, so the next product is from Physicians Formula. They recently sent me these, and I was so excited to try them. It's their Mineral Wear Cushion Corrector and Primer Duo. So they have yellow and green, and they have peach and lavender. The idea is that when you open them, it's a cushion like the foundations, and the packaging couldn't be cuter. But you have one color for each side of this, and then when you open it, you could get whichever side. The thing is, these don't stay in place. So like I use the green on my nose because my nose is always green. What am I saying? Have I not had enough coffee or have I had too much coffee? I'm losing my mind. I would put the green on my nose because my nose is always red, and I would set it down and kind of leave it, and then it would just look kind of weird, so I'd tap it with my finger. It would just not stay in place, and then I'm like, well, I just added a layer of like weirdness and it didn't do anything, so why even put it on at all? And so I tried a couple more of the other ones, and I just didn't feel like it did enough to make it worth that extra step and the extra price of just buying these. So cute idea, really, really adorable packaging, but absolutely useless to me. All right, I have 2 from Essence. This is the Essence Camouflage Cream Concealer. This is just really dry. Like, trying to get it going, it's like kind of dry, and then once you do get it going, it doesn't blend well. I don't know, like it didn't stay on. Like I had a breakout that I tried it on and it did not stay. It made it look worse and crepey and old and weird, and I just didn't like it. And it was really inexpensive, so, you know, you kind of gamble there. Sometimes a really inexpensive product can just blow you away. Other times it is terrible, and this was one that just did not work. Same for this Essence one. This is their Say No to Redness. I thought, ooh, I'll put it on my nose. No, it's a cream stick. You can see it's very green, but it just, it just didn't do anything. Like it was too green. And then when I blended it, it just kind of blended away. And again, when I put something on top of it, it just looked kind of weird. So I don't know. Again, another cheap product that really was cheap for a reason, I guess. Okay, next product is this NYX Honey Dew Me Up. I hated this. If you saw the Get Ready With Me haul type video where I was trying it, I ended up taking it off. It's like this goopy kind of, you know, honey-like consistency, thinner than that. And it has these, you know, fake little gold flakes in it. And the idea is that you could use it as a primer, as skincare, however you want to use it, really. But it says honey is a natural antiseptic, gold flakes increase skin radiance, collagen for smoother skin. Well, it just made my skin look weird and goopy. My skin didn't like it. Like it kind of, I don't remember if it like actually stung or it just like my skin, you could tell, I don't know if you know what I mean, but you almost can tell that your skin doesn't like it. It's like, So I know that when I did that video, it has a very strong kind of antiseptic-like smell. It doesn't really smell like honey. It just smells like chemicals. I think it just depends on your skin because I know some people in that video, you commented and said, oh, I actually really like it. So, you know, if you know this sounds like you might like it, you might want to give it a try. But for me, I just didn't like it. I don't want to use it anymore on my skin. Next one is this Maybelline Dream Velvet. So I recently did my foundation collection where I went through every drugstore foundation I own. I think there were like 16 of them and talked about the pros and cons of every single one, how many shades they have, the price point, and which I would recommend, which I wouldn't. Well, this is one that I was kind of on the fence about. And the shade is all wrong for me. It's shade 20 and it's like really orange. But I said in the video, I'm like, you know, I don't really know how I feel about this. I kind of want to get another shade to try it out. And so many of you, an overwhelming amount, said, don't buy another shade. It is terrible. It's not worth it. You can hear it inside, like the whole gloop of mousse is just shaking around all in one piece, which I just think is weird. It's not that big of a deal. It's not. But to me, it freaks me out. And it's this whipped mousse foundation, which I totally would get down with. But what I had remembered when I tried it, and I tried it again, is that it just kind of spread around and then eventually just looked really weird on your skin. It never really blends in. It has weird coverage, kind of spotty coverage. And so it was one of those that I'm really glad you guys said that because once I tried it one more time, I was like, they're right. I don't like this formula. I think if you're wanting something super high coverage from the drugstore, I would get the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover. It's got more coverage than this, a way better consistency. It's pretty good and it's got a similar consistency. Next product, this is an expensive one. This is from Givenchy. It's their nude, their Shimmering Nudes palette. I got this for free from Octoly, and you know, I love Octoly because they're really big on, you know, be honest. If you got it and you don't like it, that's fine. You know, you're supposed to give your honest opinion, and I love that. But this was just for the price of, I think it was like $60 or maybe even more than $60 for the palette. It's just kind of crummy. Like literally, look at these swatches. It's just kind of this weird, like there's this white shimmer that doesn't really do anything. Literally, I was so excited when I got this in the mail. And then when I opened it, I'm like, oh, it's really pretty. I like the combo of colors. And then when I tried it, I was like, you've got to be joking. Like, I couldn't believe how bad it was. I'll never understand it. I mean, I'm just like blown away. So this is a happy goodbye. The next product is this e.l.f. foundation serum. It's a really thin consistency. And when I put it on my skin, again, I did this in a video, I ended up taking it off just because it rubbed all around and never seemed to blend in, and it made my skin look worse than it was with nothing on. You know what I mean? Now, this is not meant to be a high coverage foundation. It's not meant to do that at all. But for me, like I've got plenty of tinted moisturizers and like the Glossier Skin Perfecting tint. All of those are very similar to this, and yet I felt like it covered more, it blended in well, and this just didn't do that. There are e.l.f. foundations I love. I love their Flawless Finish foundation. This I did not. Again, this is one of those that a lot of you guys do like. You've told me so. If you've got really great skin or I don't know. I feel like my skin's not too bad. Like I'll go out of the house without foundation and stuff on just because it's okay. But even this still, I didn't like it. All right, so this next one was from this next one's from Model's Own. I talked about it in that video. It's their Color Chrome palette. It's these cream eyeshadows. The packaging is so cool. It's these cream eyeshadows that are just crummy. They remind me, if you remember those like, some of them are okay, but if you remember like those was it Revlon that had those little cream shadows? It was like you could buy a pack of 4, and it was like these little circular cream shadows, and they were really thin, not very pigmented. Then like color tattoos came out and things got really, really good. But before all of those cream shadows, it was like those. And if I can find it, I will put it on the screen what I mean, because I know some of you guys will remember these very well. It reminds me of those, not in a good way. Kind of nostalgic, but if you look at the swatches, you can see they're all right. But this was a near $20 palette. And I just don't think for that price point that you should have that quality. I feel like it should be a step above that. Now, I do feel like having exposed cream shadows like this, it would be very difficult. Like if it was more like a color tattoo, those dry out so quickly even when they're lidded the way they are. So I can only imagine putting a formula like that in something like this, it wouldn't last very well. So I'm sure that's why it is a different kind of a formula, but it's just not one, it just didn't do anything on my eyes. Just kind of rubbed around and then was kind of nothing. It was just a light wash of color. Speaking of light wash of color, these are the 24 karat nudes. I did a whole video on this. I can link below. I did not like this palette. I was so disappointed because the colors are so pretty. It was just crummy. All of the colors. There was one really good color, this gold. The gold was so beautiful. But like everything else was so disappointing. Like just patchy, and frankly, it looks like the Givenchy shadow. So I guess in that respect, I don't know, but just not great. And I was really sad because I had such high hopes. The next eyeshadow palette is this one from Pure Cosmetics, not P-U-R, but P-U-R-E, different brands. It's their Buff collection. I had kept this because I was so excited to be like the Naked 3, and I didn't own the Naked 3 at the time. I do own it now. And honestly, I'd swatched it and I thought, oh, it's really pretty. And it is. I mean, it kicks up a lot of powder, but it was still like really pretty powders. And even in the swatches, I thought they swatched pretty well. And I was like, dang, girl. But then like the price is still really high. It was like still $50, but I think I got it in like a BoxyCharm. So I thought, perfect, I'll keep it. I don't need the Naked 3. Well, when I finally started to try to create looks with it, I couldn't create any looks. Like I would put it on, even no matter how pigmented it was, I'd put it on the lid and start to blend and it would just blend away. And I remember like looking at myself in the mirror and thinking, what? Like where did that go? And so I would try a different color, or I'd try my finger instead of a brush. No matter how I did it, it would just end up blending away, all of the colors. It was so bizarre. I've never tried anything like this, so I'm kind of happy to get rid of it, open up some space for some other palettes in my collection, but Next one, this Hard Candy Glamouflage, I also mentioned in my May favorites and fails. It's these radiant drops, and no matter how much you shake it, it doesn't mix up. It's disgusting. It looks like, I'm sorry, it looks like vomit in there. That's what it looks like. And I love hard candy, but this is gross. So I can't make it work. No, and I'm not even gonna risk buying it again because I know a lot of you guys have said you had the same problem. It's not worth it. This is this Real Her brand I got from a BoxyCharm. It's their liquid lipstick, matte liquid lipstick in Lady Love. This looked horrible on my lips. I put it on. It looked like a pretty color. It did dry down way darker, which was fine. It looked horrible. Like even my husband, who usually doesn't notice stuff like that, was like, your lips look kind of weird. I'm like, oh my gosh. And we were like out with friends and I'm like, and I can't take it off. Like, anyway, it was terrible. Stay far, far away. That's all I'm gonna say. It was the worst liquid lipstick I've ever used. Lastly, something that just didn't do anything. This is the Maybelline Brightening Creamy Concealer. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds awesome. No, it just, if you try to use it under your under eye, no, it looks so dry. So if you try to use it on a blemish, which is, I feel like the best way to use it, it just doesn't cover it because you put it on and then when you start to blend around it, it's gone. I mean, it's just, I don't have a place for this in my collection, so I'm glad to get rid of it. It just doesn't do anything for me.